music. I can hear it, but you guys can't hear it, apparently. So I have my ginger snap trying to help me figure it out. John, can you hear it? Ain't no rest for the wicked. I don't know who Willie Bear is, but thank you for being helpful. More helpful than my sugar lump, apparently. Well, free. Wait, you can hear it now, babe? Why can't Willie Bear hear it? Willie Bear, are you lying to me? Ah. So Willie Bear's hearing is not as good as my sugar lumps. Okay. Hold on. Let me make it louder then. Is that any louder? Is it good or is it too loud now? Ain't nothing in this world for free. Okay, Willie Bear likes it, so. Perfect. Okay. Let me put on my actual music that I wanted to play today. Okay, well, we're off to a smooth start, so that's good. How do I see, like, who's in here? I guess I really can't see other than the people that are talking. Hi, Willie Bear. Who are you? Tell me about yourself. Or don't. You don't, no pressure. You don't have to. You're just the only person who's, not physically friends with. That's fine. Oh, are you my mom? Peanut Butter, do you think Willie Bear is my mom? I think it might be. Thank you, Mom. Or stranger. There are people. Okay, so people are here, they're just being quiet. Okay. Well, I feel like, I'm pretty new to Twitch. I don't really know how this works, but the one guy that I watch, he's called, I know you do. He's called Glassman Cometh, and I made a Instagram story about him. You should definitely go look at his channel. But he's like the only streamer I consistently follow on Twitch. And I feel like he like hangs out for the first like 10 minutes of his stream and like talks to people. So I feel like that's what I'm trying to do, but nobody's talking to me other than my mom and my sugar lump. So John, are you still there? Or did you leave? I don't know if John ever joined back in. And everyone will know. He didn't. Lame. Babe, where's the man that made this all possible? He's here in the chat with you. And he actually doesn't do glass work at all, so none of this is due to him at all. What? Johnner, do you think you're the director here? You're giving Sugar Lump directing? That's not cool. I'll kick you out. My stream. This is my stream. We don't want to scare the people on my first stream with his bright ginger face. See, Sugar Lump knows who he takes direction from. It's not you. Mel's here too. Hi, Mel. You're being quiet. That's okay. No pressure. Nobody has to talk here. Oh, she can't talk. Well, she should make an account and then follow me. In fact, if she doesn't do that, I might boycott your wedding. So get on that, Mel. Or I'll make a crazy scene and ruin it. Okay, well, none of my glass friends are talking to me, my Instagram glass friends. I guess they're all shy, so I guess I'll just start making stuff. You guys can let me know if you like it or if you have feedback or whatever. So I thought we'd start out with one of these daisy planner stakes because it's like fairly easy to make, and also I sold out of them, so I just need to make like 10 more. If I had one, I would show it to you, but one will probably come up in the little corner of the screen eventually if you pay attention there. So I'm just gonna start doing what I do, and I guess let me know if you have any questions as I go. Oh, and before I start, I should mention, just because I'm like making this design together here and showing you how I'm doing it and what my process is, it does not mean you can copy this design. It says copyright right up here. My design, you may not copy it. You do not have my permission. If you do, my legal team will come after you and file a suit for damages. I take that shit seriously. But with that being said, you can use the techniques I share and you can make your own flower. I'm sure if you draw a flower, it'll be different from the one that I draw. So be cool. Don't steal my shit. Go make your own shit with what I show you. Be a cool dude, not a rude dude. Work like the regulars. We're all a bunch of jerks. All right, so what do? I keep all my designs. I do them in Illustrator usually, or I hand draw them and then I'll transfer them into Illustrator. And I'll make one copy to put on my little pad here. Am I being really loud? Like in my headphones, I sound really loud. I do tell him, John. John, you're so friendly saying hi to my glass friends, and none of them are saying hi to you. I do have friends on Instagram, I think. They talk to me out there a lot. But do I sound okay? John is from Singapore. He's getting married at some point, he tells us. And his wife is his to-be wife is out there as well. And they're going to get married in Singapore. Come on, babe. You know that's true. You want to make me cry on my first live stream? Reminding me that I don't have friends? I have enough in my head, and I have the Lord. And he's really the only friend I need. And I'm very serious about that. Okay, so like I was saying, I make my designs in Illustrator, and then I make one to put here, and then I make another to cut out, and I label all my designs, and I have a big binder of all my designs so I can like find them easily. And these little pieces are nice because that way, whenever I want to remake something, I don't have to like reprint it out and cut it out. I just have to find the little file. Just waiting on the US to get it together so you guys can fly over. Yeah, that's Mel. He's making excuses. You might want to start shopping. I'm just kidding. John's a good boo, probably. Call me up on the payphone. So I'm going to start out by just cutting out all the pieces. Typically, I would cut all my pieces first before I do anything else. And I'm going to try to keep this in the view that you guys can see. But if you can't see it, just type in the chat, hey, we have no idea what you're doing. Or if you want to stop me and you're confused or have a question about anything I'm doing at any point, just ask me. I wish this would like play a sound in my headphones, like when someone says something in the chat, because I'm finding it difficult to like do what I do and like go back and forth. Like I feel like I'm not going to check enough, or I might check too much, and people are going to get annoyed that I'm not doing anything. I got the call when I was younger and understood. Racing like a sprinter, I tripped and fell. A girl just for tonight, and that's all. Big, big plans, and they've got to. Also, you guys should know that what we're listening to right now, know what I want, is my iTunes library, which I love so much, every song. And you might, if you're listening on the live stream, you can hear it. If you're listening on the uploaded version later, you won't be able to hear this music, and you'll just hear me singing. And you might hear me singing the wrong words, and you might think for a second, like, oh, does she have some cool remix that I don't know about? No. I'm just singing the wrong words because I don't know them. That's something you're going to have to deal with. I've got big, big plans. Enough donations and she'll do stained glass in a bikini. Mel, you did it! Hi, Mel. Thank you. You're the best. I will no longer plan to cause a scene at your wedding. I don't know how my mom would feel about that, Peanut Butter. My mom's here. But we do like donations, so I'm not opposed. It's kind of hard to talk to people and like keep doing what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I'm usually in the zone, you know? Sorry, Jackie's mom. You said you never used to call your friends' moms whoever's mom. That was something I did. Is that hot? I really want this to fit right here, but it doesn't quite fit. Maybe it won't. No, I should not do that. Fill you up and spit you out like all of them. Put you right back in my mouth. You're gonna stay like that. I will always love you. Mom, do you want to make an appearance on my stream in a bikini? Yay, Fairy Glasswork. See, look, guys, I do have an IG Glass friend. And they're excited to see me. Unless that was my mom being nice and just making another account. But she's not that nice. Thank you for joining, Fairy. You're very kind. Oh, I see I'm not doing things like right in the camera. I should be doing it up here. It's going to take a while for me to get there, guys. You're going to have to bear with me on that. So right now what I'm doing is just cutting out my petals for this guy. I'm going to need 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So that's what I'm doing. And also I didn't mention this to you guys. More fairy friends. Yeah, Pixie and a fairy hanging out. I keep all my glass in these, or all my scraps in these little numbered containers. And then they go in these bigger cases. So I have them all numbered. And just a really good way to manage my scraps because I do a lot of glass fusing. And if you try, you have to know exactly what glass you're fusing when you're doing that, because they have different COEs and different glasses like melt at different temperatures. My organizational skills make my brain hurt. Am I organized or do I have OCD? Nobody knows. Well, you guys can talk to my mom about that because I got all that from her. Definitely didn't get it from my dad, who's a pack rat, and nobody knows what the house would look like if he were alone in it. But anyway, it's nice to have this because anytime I start out to cut pieces or whatever, the first thing I do is I go through here to see if there's any like scrap large enough for me to cut my pieces out of. And I did that earlier. You didn't see me do it, but I did that. And there weren't any that were big enough, but like a lot of times there are, and that's just a good way to conserve glass. So I'm like, you know, not wasting anything. Someone in that household has to be, because Trip surely isn't. Now, I don't know what the house would be like if Trip was here alone. It would have no furniture. It would have, I've told him this, it would have a TV on the floor. You know, we had to have like a debate over like if we should get a stand to put the TV on, because he just wanted it to be on the floor. And I was like, babe, that's insane. Nobody does that. And he's like, do we really need that though? So you're a John. It has to just be a guy thing. And usually I can use my hands to break, but sometimes when it gets down to like something this small, it's easier to just use pliers, because I've cut myself doing it with my hands before, so I've learned to just use pliers when it's necessary. 2, 3, 4, 5. And also, since I'm OCD, I'm constantly using a little dustpan to like clean off my area. To keep it clean, but also because I've cut myself so many times on little scraps, so I've just learned. What am I doing? You're with Trip on this, John? He was extra when we moved into your place? Trip was extra? Like he wanted furniture that you didn't want? What do you do with the itty bitty pieces? Yes, I have worked with mosaics. I actually might like mosaics more than stained glass. They just take me so freaking long to do. Like, hold on. Oh, girl, don't you stop. Honey, honey, pie, honey, honey. Check this out. This is something that I've been using my scraps for. I started this in like 2016. And that's what I mean when it takes me so long to like, ow, it just cut me. I don't know. It just takes me a long time. It'll be done one day though, maybe in like 10 more years. Thank you, girly. Do you have the Mario one? Yeah. Honey, honey pie. Ooh, girl, don't you stop. Honey, honey, honey pie. Honey, honey, honey pie. Bum, bum, bum. These were 2 other mosaic creations I made. I wanted to do like a whole coaster set of Mario characters. So I did Peach and Mario. I'm not like thrilled with the way they look, but they're pretty cool. And I have designs for like Bowser and Toad and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I'll get to it one day. Maybe. Thanks, Mom. Do you want them? They've been in my closet for like 4 years. Ooh, girl, don't you stop. Get enough honey, honey, honey pie. Thank you, John. Mom, I made you a mosaic, the alligator one for your other house. Girl, don't you stop to get enough. That honey pie can bite it. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. I'm definitely probably not doing things in like the most efficient way because you guys make me nervous. Santeria, I got no crystal ball. I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all if I could find that Hannah. Oh, another thing I should mention, is, look, that thing really did cut me. Whenever I start a project, I start a timer, so I start timing myself, so I know exactly how many minutes it takes me to finish, and I'll pause it and stuff if I go take a break or whatever. I'm not doing that here because, like I just said, I think I'm nervous and I'm probably taking a lot longer to do things than I normally would. And then I also weigh out all my materials, so like I'll take my solder and weigh it out and write what it is when I start. And then I'll do the same thing at the end of the project. And I'll do the same thing with like my flux, my wire. I measure like the inches of foil I use. And that's all so that I know exactly what my material cost is, which helps me price my products accurately. That's like something I get so many questions about. People are like, how do you price your products? And they find it really challenging. And like it is, but I don't know, if you're just organized about it, I don't think it's really that hard to figure out. But a lot of people just don't want to take the time to be organized like that with it. What I really want to know. Is I got nine. Make it. Yes, I'm coming up. Tell Sankito that if he knows what is good for him, he best go run and hide. He's got a new 45. Wild. What do you do, Fairy? Do you like sell glass products? Do you like measure out your stuff like that, or how do you do pricing? Wanna know what I really wanna say is just one way back, and I'll make yeah. My soul will have to wait. Yeah. Yes, I'm actually coming up on my 1-year shop anniversary this month. Congratulations, it's big. The pricing has been a journey. That you're not alone, like so many people. That's probably like the second biggest question I get is like, how do I price my stuff? And a lot of people like are also just like really not confident with what they make, and therefore they are embarrassed or like scared or whatever to price it accurately, which I went through as well. Like in the beginning, I was selling sun catchers for like, I don't know, $50 or something that definitely should have been priced at like $300 to $400. And just because I wasn't confident and I couldn't believe that people would want to like buy something I made with my own two hands. But you got to like develop that, because like, you know if you're doing good work or not. And if you are, you got to be paid fairly for it. Like, you deserve it. All right, Boo is doing meetings for a bit. If you want to use profanity in chat, now is the time. I have my banned words, so this crowd doesn't seem like they're about to fly into profanities. Mom. Thank you. I use a spreadsheet I found online that takes into account my material cost, complexity, size, etc. It takes time to build confidence with pricing. I started off way too low as I was finding my groove. Yeah, that's like the pattern that everyone falls into. And I get it. I mean, I guess you probably wouldn't be a very cool person if you started out just being like, this is the shit. I'm going to charge $3,000 for it because it's bomb. Like, probably be kind of a jerk to hang out with. 5, 6, 7. Well, I'm glad that you're at a month already and that you've started to figure out pricing. I hope it just continues to get better for you and easier. Okay, we're done with the white. So we're gonna put that guy away, and we can cut our leaves out. See, like in this case, I have some bigger chunks in here that we can fit a leaf on. So I'm gonna save a little bit of glass that way. I also used to like always glue down these onto the glass and then trace around them. And I think I just get lazy, and that's why I don't do it anymore. I don't know. But now I just kind of hold it with my finger. And it works. I have to try to like do things in the camera view. I'm sorry that if I'm like, you can't see what I'm doing half the time. It's gonna take a while for me to get used to that. Glass animals is your favorite? Yeah, I'm gonna be real happy when people recognize the like obscure songs I have. My music is very much like a mix of everything. It's not gonna be cohesive or make any sense. It's just like random songs that I have picked up over the years. John, are you still out there? Isn't it like way past your bedtime? Oh, there we go. Thank you, John. Thank you for all the encouragement and the help. Go get some good sleep. I'm assuming Mel's probably going to be peacing out here soon, too. What do you mean by that? One more time. Oh, sweet hell. Sweet hell. You did stay up for me. Thank you. Got some nice leaves. Okay, we're good with those. Where are you? All right, and our last piece is the center. I don't think I have any pieces big enough though. This guy, actually, he's perfect. One more time. I'm here to stay for the next half hour. Okay, woohoo. What are you up to, Mel? Is it... My eyes are glued. Are you just like chilling out before going to bed? Sweet hell. Bye, Fairy. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you come back at some point and we can talk more. Yes, I will be doing a lot of that, so no worries if you're going to miss it today. Okay, we're done cutting. You can put all this away. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to the grinder and start grinding things out. I'm going to start with, I'll start with the center and we'll lead him, and then we'll build out the petals. I'm telling John how I'm contemplating to get you to do one of John and I or some decorative for our first home. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I'd be so happy to. I mean, I support that gift. That'd be great. Do you guys have like a, or I guess I should ask you, do you have like a theme that you want to decorate your house in? Have you thought about that yet, or is it too early? Because I guess you guys still have a while before you would be like house shopping. And I find will pay for sure. LOL, the amount of time and effort you put in. Yeah, you guys should, you guys know better than anyone that I spend a lot of time doing this. Thank you. You're a sweetheart. I'm so excited to come to Singapore for your wedding. I want you guys to get married like next month because I've been waiting for this for so long. Singapore just seems like such an awesome place. Thanks for not getting married in some horrible location like Siberia. That'd be a tough one to sell me on. Yeah, looking to get a place next year after we get married. Yeah, that's, I think, what John told me, too. Well, look who it is. Dickie Dewar. Don't quite know how to say it, but hello, friend. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you showed up and you didn't just notice I was live and click block or close your browser. I have to... just is very excited, haha, since he's been wanting Trip to come visit for the longest, John. Yeah, I know. It's going to be so much fun. And we're definitely going to come for like, I don't know how long, you're just having like a normal like 1-day wedding, right? Because we'll definitely be there. I want to go for like 2 weeks, but it depends on what Trip can get off work. I don't know if we can do a full 2 weeks, but I want to be there as long as possible. I take full credit for you streaming. Everyone can thank me. There's a couple people that are responsible for this. You were definitely one. Dark Vitrium, he's definitely one, because I didn't even know Discord or Twitch was a thing until he like messaged me on Instagram saying, you want to come join our Glass Discord group? And then Glassman Cometh, Toby for sure, because his streams are so fun to be a part of, and I was like, I want to do this shit. So you get like 1/3 of the credit. Hedge Witch! Yay, Pixie! I saw you have some trouble this morning starting the stream. I'm happy you got it going. Yeah, we couldn't get my music to play, but hopefully you can all hear my jams now, so I think we're good. I just had to restart iTunes. I don't know what the deal was. That looks like a good center, though, I think. Looks like it fits. So what I'm going to do now is wrap this bad boy in some lead. I'm doing this piece all in lead. I always prefer to do lead on my pieces. Sometimes I have to do copper foil because there's like, the details are just too small to do with lead. But I just like lead so much more. It looks so much cleaner. It's the bomb, you know? Like 90%, you're not 90, Dickie. 33.3 repeating. Sometimes my music will try to pick up through my headphones. Yeah, I had to get my husband to help me figure out how to like make you guys hear it through my computer, but I hear it through my headphones, and it doesn't play in my recorded video because I don't want to have like the DMCA copyright takedown notices to deal with. 2 weeks minimum would be awesome, and we could even do a short day trip to Malaysia. Cheap food and massages. Girl, I'm in. I'm there. Malaysia. Are you guys going to live in... You're not going to live in Singapore, are you? Where are you going to buy your first house? America would be my vote. Florida, actually. I think John told me, but I forgot. If you're paying attention to what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of rolling this guy in the lead, keeping it really tight, or as tight as I can. And then once I get to the point where it's like just at the end, I'm just going to give it a little snippety snip. But then I also have to like unroll it and snip this end correctly because I didn't do that when I started because I'm nervous.
Now we got a nice clean edge. We can put that back in there. Protection. And I know she loves me. And you can see it's a little bit too long. So what I do at this point is I just snip off little bits until we're at the right point. Because you don't want to take off too much. Obviously, you can't put the lead on once you've snipped it off. But, so I just take off like little incremental bits. Better to take off too little than too much, you know? Mess in the car. And this is Singapore first, just because we buy overseas, we can't buy cheap housing in Singapore. Oh, because you have to like, there's a rule saying you can't own other property in order to have cheap housing in Singapore. Like you have to have your permanent address there, I guess. Maybe. Still looks like it's a little bit too long, right? She loves everybody. Ooh, that looks Gucci. And then when I'm closing it, I just kind of like pick a hard surface to roll it around on. My mat usually does the trick. The trick here, though, is that if you mash it too hard, you'll mash down these little ridges that the glass is supposed to fit into. So you can't like, you got to be really careful with it. And sometimes if I can take something like these pliers and fit it around in between those wedges, then I can mash it down that way. And I don't have to worry about screwing them up. That kind of worked. I'm at work, so I have to go do the dumb thing. Thanks for stopping by, Dickie. Stream at better times. I know. I'm going to try to do some in the afternoon or evening, but starting at lunch, what can I say? We'll see how it goes, hey? Australia or Canada would be an ideal place to move at the moment. US would be nice, but I have to see how the situation is, because right now it's not looking good. Yeah, I mean, I love America. I would never leave, but I get all the problems people have with it. Definitely, you know, our healthcare system is not the best. Tripp and I always say, like, we'll stay in America until we have health problems, like when we're 60 or whatever, or like 120, because we're going to live forever. And then we'll move to like Norway or somewhere with better healthcare, unless America has it figured out by then. Look at that. That's so good. That turned out great. And there's a little gap there. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. You can see there's a little gap, but that's okay. We'll just line it up right with one of the petals. So when we put solder over it, you won't be able to tell. So, cool. Music, the great communicator, used 2 sticks to make it in the nature. So, let's see. It's going to be like that, and we're going to want that seam to be at the edge of a flower petal, if that makes sense. So we're going to put that center right where we want it. And we're going to pin it in place. And then we're going to start grinding out the petals. Can't stop. The love turns a heart to be part of the wave. Can't stop. Yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. All cool. And this was H came. So like there's a channel on both sides for the lead or the glass to fit into. Like that. But now when we make the petals and we wrap the petals, we're going to use U came, which has a channel on one side, but it's flat on the other side. So there are two different types of lead, and we are using both for different purposes. I wish I could see like how many people are in here and who leaves and who joins, because like if it's just me and Mel, I'll just directly talk to Mel about nothing but her life. But if there's other people that want to hear me talk about glass, then I would talk about glass. So gonna have to see if there's a way for me to tell. What to say for? I want to, that's not a good one to start with. Let's start with this one. Go write your message on the pavement. Hi, I made an account so I could join the chat at Glass Fantasy. Hi, thank you for joining. Hedgewitch Studio says, be careful with playlists. You might get muted. No, I will not. I thought about this. You can't hear the music on my VOD, my downloaded video. After this is over, you won't be able to hear the music. So they won't, Twitch's little like sensor that goes through all your videos and mutes sections that are copyrighted will have nothing to mute. There'll just be a lot of me singing to myself with no music, which will make me look insane, but nothing will get muted. Mel says 7 people watching at the moment. Cool, cool. It's weird that you know that and I don't. Oh, I can see it. I just have to like flip over to a different view. Cool, cool, cool. My setup looks great. Thank you. If you have any feedback as we go as to like what I can change or add or do differently, definitely let me know, because I want this to be helpful for the viewers more than me. Hedgewitch, there's a counter you can add to your stream view, but it's just distracting and discouraging to look at it all the time. Yeah, that's why I tried to find a solution that wouldn't like, yeah, distract people from what I'm trying to do. But I think I have it worked out. I mean, we'll see. Our little secret. A glass fantasy. What are you up to today? Are you making glass? I think you're the one that it's like you and your daughter, or maybe if you're the daughter, it's you and your mom that work on glass together. I'm pretty sure that's what you guys do. You guys working on stuff today? I'm gonna take some people so damn long. And I don't have any like marker lines or anything on here that I'm like following, and it's just because it's a pretty simple shape and I've made this design so many times before. I just kind of know what my petal shape should be. But I'm gonna bring it over there in a minute and see how we're looking against the pattern. A little secret no one needs to know or feel it. I'm the daughter, Amy. Okay, and you do work with your mom. No glass for you today. Working on your other business, making pin back buttons. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know you guys did that too. You could probably like, I don't know if you probably do it, but you could like make glass designs and then make pins out of them. Maybe that's what you do. That'd be like a 2 bird with 1 stone kind of thing. I always have to check and make sure I don't have like lead all over my face, because I do that a lot. All right, we need it to be a little bit thinner everywhere. Higher, higher, higher.
What a secret, no feeling. To look down, fat to look low. All right, that looks pretty good. Arts from Glass, hi, thank you for joining. Yay. A Glass Fantasy says, I do. I also make our logo buttons that go with every order. Oh, that's cute. Very cool. It's awesome that you work with your mom on that stuff. My mom can't draw anything, so we don't work together. Kneading Less, hi. Thank you for joining. You're having fun watching. That's good. Let me know if there's anything I could be doing better that would make it more fun. How often do you go through grinding bits? I never replace mine. It could be 6 months before I replace one. I don't know how often do other people do it. I think they do it a lot more frequently than that, right? I think I'm kind of weird. Put it down on me. Speaking of that, though, I kind of had a feeling that grinding all these pedals would be a little boring to watch, so did a little pre-work and I ground out other pedals just to make this go a little bit faster so you guys can see more of the fun work. I do still have to make one more though. It's great to be able to work with and learn from her. She's been doing glass for 40 years. Wow, was that her career then? She would teach classes and stuff, I assume? Or would she just do commission work? And how'd she get into it? I'm always so curious when I hear of these people that have been doing glass for their whole lives as a real career. It just seems like something I never would have heard of if my dad didn't show it to me. It seems like if it's not in your family or you don't have a friend or someone doing it, just how do you know about it? Put it down on me. I wanna know. It looks like to me some of these are a little bit longer than the others, so we might have to shorten a couple of them. These all look okay. These two look a little long. No, my lady. Look down. If I do look low, do a little dance. I'm gonna make a little love. And you know this, right? That looks good. Let's just pick out one more and we'll use this one to copy. I just had to change my bits for the first time after getting the ones that came with the machines. How long did you have it, Hedge Witch, before you changed it for the first time? Kneading Less, do you prefer copper foil or lead? Always lead. I love lead. It looks so much cleaner to me, and you have less chance to mess it up, right? Because if you're the thing that a lot of people struggle with is getting clean, even solder lines with a high bead and one even line, and you don't have to worry about that if you're using lead. So I don't think I'd recommend to start with lead because I think it is really important that you can make a clean solder line. But once you have that mastered and you can do it, I just think lead is cleaner looking and easier. And I also feel it's stronger. If you try to bend, you'll notice if you use a piece that's been leaded, if you have it in your hands, it's much heavier and harder to bend than a copper foil piece. So I think for the structural integrity of a piece, lead is also the better choice. Nanny's watching and wants you to dance more? Lori! Hi! This one's for Nanny. Never get no harm. Thank you for joining. Hedwig Studio says about a year. Okay, so maybe maybe I change my bits more frequently than other people. I thought I was weird. That's a long time. A Glass Fantasy says she taught for a little bit, but our studio isn't set up for it, and the shop she taught at closed. She mostly does commission and repairs, but stopped for a long time when we were younger because it was too hard to keep us out of the studio. So she became a face painter and a clown to help make a living? What? Your mom seems like the dopest person, and I think I want her to join the stream and tell me about her clown days. She probably has some amazing stories. That's really cool. I hope she liked all of it. Lori, what are you up to today? What are you and Nanny doing? Dancing with me? Never did know. Ooh. Never did know. Never did know. Coming up, coming up. So what I usually do with these flowers is I'll do one petal and then use it as my template for all the rest. So like I picked out this guy. So as I thin this petal down a little bit, I'll just hold this one on top of it to kind of see what areas I need to keep grinding off. So like this side you can see has to come down. You just to think it, that's what you do, baby. On the Sunday. Chilling with Lucas. Cute, cute. A Glass Fantasy says she loves it and still does it all. I'll try to get her here next time, or we'll finally figure out our own stream and she can talk about it there. Definitely, you guys should do it. I'll try to like stream at varied times, so it's not always in the middle of the day. But also, if you guys set up a stream, let me know and I'll come talk to your mom there. Bowie, I was surprised when I took a leaded glass at Delphi. I always want to say Delphi, but I'm pretty sure it's Delphi. Just how much wiggle air room the teacher was happy with the glass pieces. Seemed like pieces I'd accidentally overgrinded weren't a problem, and the cementing hit it. Maybe it was a teacher thing, but I went back to copper foil. Either way, still skeptical. Yeah, I don't blame you. That doesn't seem legit to me. And what I didn't mention before is leading is a lot harder, which is I think it's harder, which is another reason you should probably start with copper foiling, because like you just said, you don't have a lot of wiggle room at all. And what a lot of questions I get from people are like, how do you get the lead tightly wrapped around your pieces? Because a lot of them will still wiggle around after the piece is done. People tell me that's their problem, and like you just have to be so precise with it. And I think it comes naturally to me because I'm such a perfectionist with everything, and I just don't mind taking like a long time to get something perfect. And I think a lot of other people maybe don't have that kind of patience. But yeah, you just have to like get it very exact, and then when you're wrapping it with your hands, make sure you're pressing everything tightly and perfectly in every inch of the glass. Like you can't leave the wiggle room or it's gonna wiggle around. What made you wait? Where am I? Nothing lasts forever. Nanny wants a pair of Mary Jane earrings. Those are Canadian maple leaf earrings. They're just a leaf because I love maple syrup and I love Canada. And if Nanny wants a Canadian pair of earrings, I'll give her one. What made you decide on posting on Twitch? Saving myself time and making myself money. It's a little bit selfish. But I think helpful for you guys too, because you guys, I get so many questions now, like DMs of people being like, how do you price stuff? How do you do lead work? What kind of glass do you buy? Like all these questions. And I really do spend like 2 or 3 hours on Instagram. I answer everyone. I never leave anyone hanging. And it just takes a long time to like answer everyone. I thought it would be easier to do it this way as I'm working. So I'm kind of hitting two birds with one stone. And I think it's more helpful for you guys because that way like you can see what I'm doing and you can ask me questions, like follow-up questions right back live. Whereas that's a little bit harder to do over a DM. But then also I can monetize this, right? Like I'll set up subscriptions eventually and I won't charge people to like watch my live stream, but I can do something like giveaways, or maybe I can do one-on-one videos if that's something Twitch allows. I don't know. But I can set up some sort of monetization for that as well. So I think it's beneficial for both me and you guys to do this. And also hopefully it's just fun and I like it and you guys like it. I just did my first leaded window. It was great for the window, but so far I like copper foil for sun catchers. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own preference. I think most people prefer copper foil. Most of the work I've seen on Instagram is copper foil. Congrats on the first leaded window, by the way. Exactly, I thought we only cemented windows and doors. Yeah, see, that's what I don't cement my pieces because I don't see the purpose. And I've also asked other people about this, like Badass Stained Glass. If you guys know her, I asked her about this to make sure I wasn't like doing something wrong. And the cement is like to seal the gaps in the piece from the elements, like from wind and rain and such. So like you only need that cement if it's like going to be facing the elements, or if it's a really heavy, large piece, I think the cement helps with the structure as well. But if you're just making like a sun catcher, you don't need to cement it. Hedge witch. I've never seen anyone use cement unless it's a giant door piece. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A glass fantasy, not a teacher thing. I love that about leading. If the lead is big enough, there's definitely wiggle room. But with the 1/8 lead, there's no room for error. And that's what I use. Yeah. Bowie, so interesting to hear your take on the leaded wiggle room. Thanks for your take. Yeah. And again, I should like caveat that I have no professional training. I learned the basics from my dad. He did it as a hobby my whole life. And then I learned everything else I know just from watching people on Instagram and YouTube. So I'm not saying my techniques are correct or the right way to do it, but they work for me and I think my pieces are pretty good. So take what you want and ignore things that you don't agree with. Not selfish at all. Good for you. Thank you. Glad you, but again, like I think this is good for both me and you guys. So hopefully it's a win-win for everyone. Bowie says maybe cement isn't the right word, but the stuff you push into the gaps and then dust and buff into over. Delphi has you do it for even their 5x7 piece. That's strange to me. And I'm pretty sure it's either called cement or whiting, I think. But they're like the same, or you can do cement or putty. And if you do cement, you don't need whiting, but if you use putty, you do need whiting. I think that's how it works. But I'm pretty sure they're basically the same thing. Badass Stained Glass on Instagram actually just did a pretty good live video describing the two, maybe like a week ago. So if you follow her, you might want to go watch that because she's very smart when it comes to that. All right, this guy's too long. Over and over, make me sad. Into my brain. I walked away. I don't need anymore. But I see it all up in the air. I'm to take her home. I want to know I'm
Can see we're getting there. It's pretty close. A little bit thinner. I keep bumping into the camera with my head. I'm not used to, one, having a camera, and two, having these massive headphones. And the headphones keep bumping in to the camera. I will get used to it. I will get used to it. It's pretty close. I think I should probably like pre-grind pieces like all the time for these streams, right? Like this is probably the most boring part for you guys to watch. I'm just gonna make it like a little annoying to have to like plan out pieces in advance like that, but probably worth doing. Hi, Yummy Rocks. Thank you for joining. I like your name. Do you eat rocks and think they taste good? That's fine. Maybe, we already did the Bowie one. Hedgewitch says, I've heard it called putty too. Yeah, putty and cement are different things. Nanny wants to know how long it took to make her seahorse. She loves it. I haven't made a seahorse in a while. I think I could probably make one in a day. So maybe like 8 hours or 6. Something like that. Maybe a little longer. Somewhere between 6 and 10 hours, which is a really wide range. Seeing you, wonder if I'll always. Gotta go, needing less. Oh, thank you for joining. I will see you again when you come back. Thank you so much. Good chatting with you. Glimpse, hi, Kara. There are so many ways to do things. As long as it doesn't fall apart, you're doing it right. So fun to watch you. I could not agree more. Thank you for the support, girlfriend. That's the thing, like, I see so many people doing glass in their own ways on Instagram. And like, as long as you're not building something that's gonna like fall apart and has a major structural flaw, it doesn't matter how you do it. As long as you like it, you think it looks cool, or it's fun for you, then do it up. Hedgewitch says, I've been looking into kilns ever since you and I were messing with each other. Can't decide which one I'm gonna go with. I'm sure the options are like overwhelming. Like I told you, mine was a gift, so I like haven't looked into them at all, but definitely get one. That'll be really exciting. You have to let me know how you like it when you get it. I think we were talking about how like your studio isn't like super big, so you probably can't get like a huge one. But I think I said maybe like 10 inches might be like ideal in my mind. Studio Mazer, hi there. Longtime Insta follower. Good to see you on Twitch. Hello. Thank you for joining. Makes me so happy when I know that people like enjoy following me in my work because I love it. Thank you. Hedrich says, I don't plan in advance. That's what makes this live versus insight. Yeah, you're right. I have to keep telling myself that, but I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, people are boring, or people are like, find you boring. People find this not fun to watch, like do something exciting, which I'm going to have to like get out of my head. Nanny says, wow, you are so talented. Thank you, Nanny, but you have to say that because you're my nanny now. But I know you mean it. I love you. Arts from Glasses, Jen Ken Kiln is the best. I've never heard of that. My kiln is an even heat brand because that's what my dad picked out. But I will look into Jen Ken when I do my upgrade. Probably in like 10 years. Hedwich says, yeah, go the next size up. Yeah, that's what I would do. Like you can see my kiln in the corner over there. And it's 7 by 7 inches, I think. And I would just like it to be a couple more. Sometimes there are just occasionally pieces that I can't fit in there and I'm just a little frustrated about it. Studio Mazer, this site needs more stained glass. It does. I've mentioned at the top of the stream that I've been watching Glassman Cometh for a couple years on here. He's like my favorite Twitch streamer. He's actually like the only person I watch. I'm not really a Twitch person. But he does glass blowing and I find that so cool and I want to do it myself. So I've been watching him pretty consistently for a couple years. And I tried to find other stained glass artists to watch and there aren't that many.
Hedgewitch streams. I found her recently, but that was through Instagram. Yeah, I just couldn't find a lot of other people, and the ones that I could find didn't seem to have the best setup. Like I couldn't really see what they were doing, or like they would just never talk to anyone, so that I like didn't want to be in their stream. So maybe I can kick things off and get a bunch more people on Twitch doing stained glass. I'm the same. I think it must be so boring for the viewer, but people are lovely and hang out all the same. That's another thing. Like people are so awesome. When I first started my Instagram account, first of all, it took me months to start. I was creeping on House of Pale for like a year, being like, oh my God, I want to be this girl. And I just didn't post because I was like, people are definitely going to tell me my work is trash, and there's going to be so many people leaving mean comments. And I don't think anyone's ever left me a mean comment ever. I think when I made my Joe Exotic piece, some lady said like, why are you making a portrait of an animal abuser? And that was like the worst comment I ever got. Oh, and when I made my nun piece, someone said I was offending nuns everywhere. So, 2. There's a lack of glass streamers. There are. When I was first looking into doing this, I couldn't find anyone doing glass either. See, it's no good. We need to get the word out. You followed Hedge. Good, good, good. I don't get a lot of viewers when I start streaming because I think it's so hard to find us in the arts or crafting section. Yeah, and I also noticed that the guy that I follow, Glassman Cometh, puts his in the just chatting section. And he has like 20,000 followers or something, and I was like, does that have something to do with that maybe? If you put it yourself in like a different category, do you get more viewers? Maybe. Okay. These look pretty good. So let's start wrapping them. And I have a little dish of lead scraps over here. So just like my glass scraps, I kind of keep any scrap of lead that's like big enough to be used, and I'll start out with these. And then if I don't have any that'll fit, then I'll go to my like longer pieces. So I'll take one and just press it. Like I was saying before, when you do lead, you got to keep it really tight around the piece the whole time to make sure that there aren't any gaps and wiggle areas. And it probably doesn't look that hard, but it takes a lot of like practice to understand how to manipulate it in your hands to get a tight fit. Because the glass wants to like, if I'm pressing down here, the glass wants to move in the other direction, which would pull it away from the lead. So it just takes practice. And then when I have it tight, I'll chop off the end. But I'm gonna have to chop off a little bit more because we want it to fit in here, right underneath that 1/8 seam. And it can't right now because that's extending down too far. So we're just gonna chop off a little bit more. Put it back in. Make sure we're tight. See, so now you can see there's like just the littlest gap at the end. And ooh, that fits in so nice. I've noticed the just chatting thing too, but I think it's just how long are people willing to scroll sometimes. Oh, yeah. You're using 1/8 came. Yeah, okay, so I don't know what this one is, the flat outer one that I just put on that flower. I don't know what size that is. It's like the smallest one I could find, and it doesn't have a size. That when I buy it, I'm just saying it has a size, but I don't know what it is. This one that I used for the center is 1/8. Yeah. I really got to hop back into being active streaming. I got to be more productive in general. I will definitely follow you. I will have to rewatch this video after, and anyone who comes in here and tells me they're a stained glass streamer, I will definitely follow back and try to join your streams when I can. Do you stream like regularly or just for fun sometimes? And now, let's just make sure this guy fits in there nice. 1986 now. I don't know if you can tell. Come on, camera. I made it lose its focus. There we go. There. So you guys can see this is like just fitting under the lip of that other cane. And that's why I had to chop off the ends. But I chopped off just enough so that the ends of the pedal cane would still meet the center cane. And you can have like a bigger gap there. Like if I had, maybe if it came up to like here, that's probably about the biggest I would allow. Because solder will fill in your gap, and ideally the smaller the better, but like it's not a huge deal if you have a bigger gap than what I just did. Break you down so badly, everything you say, break you down so badly. 732 then. I agree with you. It looks so clean and crisp. Yeah, it does. I remember when I first started using lead, like I first discovered it, I think I saw that Pizza Donkey on Instagram, like there was something around his pieces that looked like way better than everyone else's, and I was like, what is that? And I researched a whole bunch to try to find it, and I eventually found that it was lead. And I made an Instagram story to other artists being like, how come none of you use lead? Can somebody tell me, like, is there like a reason I shouldn't be using this? And nobody responded. So I was just like, okay, I don't know, I'm just going to use it. Because I couldn't figure out why like everyone wouldn't be using it. Because it just, like you said, it just looks better. No offense for using copper foil. Sorry, it's just my opinion. Just for fun and randomly at the moment, but maybe this weekend. I'm hyped to always find glass artists and see the techniques. Same. I will be out of town this weekend. I'll be in Miami, but if you stream at another time, I will be able to join. Damn sure that you can't ever leave. Still going. What a champ. You're back, Dickie. Gotta go, but it was fun chatting with you and watching you work. Arts from Glass, thank you for stopping by. Amazing chatting with you. Have an awesome rest of your day. Studio Mazer. Oh, Pizza Donkey's work is so clean, right? He was one of the first people I was like really blown away by his work, like how clean it was. He's been a big inspiration to me. I don't think he likes me very much, but I like his work. Hedge Witch. I can't get any cane around me, so I have to outsource online, but I never know who to. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, luckily, I can just get it from shops around me, so it's not a huge issue. But I know what you mean. It's like hard to find it online. Like I said, I don't even know what size mine is, so like I don't even know how I would try to find it. More costly. What's more costly, Dickie? Lead? Mel, gonna head to bed now. It was so nice watching you doing your thing. I will definitely watch you live stream whenever I can. It's pretty interesting to see you behind the scenes. Thank you, girly. I hope we can talk more because, you know, my hubby and your hubby are BFFs, so we should obviously also be a BFF. So good night, sweet dreams. Little Sausage Toes. I like your name. Cellar Door Trades introduced me to Came. Yeah, they're another one that does amazing Came work, and I really like those guys. Just really clean stuff. You haven't tried it yet, though. Do it. Why not? Dickie says you buy in bulk. Where do you buy it from? You want to share your supplier? Give a girl the hookup? You don't have to. Hedge Witch, are you going to save your recordings and then YouTube upload them? Hell yeah. That was another. I was talking earlier about why I started doing Twitch, and a big one is because I want to be able to monetize my glass knowledge. You know, been answering a lot of questions in the Insta DMs for free, and I figured it's time to get some sort of monetization out of it. And I know what Glassman Cometh does. I'm going to keep referencing this guy. I think he like takes highlights from his Twitch vids and chops them up and puts them on YouTube. So I think I'm going to try to do that too. And then maybe I can monetize a YouTube channel as well. So the idea would be to just have some like passive income coming in as I'm here doing glass anyway.
might as well. Little sausage toes. Nope, not yet. Still focused on my fusing work and trying to get ahead on Xmas stuff. Oh, so you make and sell glass. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, and you do fusing. I haven't met a ton of other people doing fusing, and it's so much fun and so cool. So glad to hear you're into it. I feel like my camera is continually going out of focus. Hold on, let me pin this. I just came and deal. Another way to like reduce the wiggle room in lead is this pinning strategy. Because I pin it really tight all the way around. So like you can see like there's no gaps anywhere, because the way I'll solder it after it's been all pinned. So whatever way you're pinning it is the way it's going to be soldered. So the tighter you can pin it down, the less gaps and wiggle room you're going to have. Diggy says, I haven't seen Toby in a while. He's still streaming like every day, right? Pretty sure. I would like go through phases where I would watch him like every day for like a week and then not for like 6 months, just because I was so busy with my own work and my actual work. That was back when I still had my consulting job. His streams are so much fun though. He has like a little family that he talks to. I'm jealous. Twitch is basically a giant recording to chop up. Yeah. Especially since like, you know, Instagram is pushing reels and like TikTok is so big now. It seems like videos are something you have to make as a creator if you want to advertise yourself. And I know I find them really hard to do. And I'm hoping that having just this recording going and I'll just be able to pull sections out of it will make it a lot easier. I think I might have taken too much lead off that one. It's a little short, but that's okay. The semester ends tomorrow. Tiki, that's so exciting. What month is it? April. Is that early? I feel like that's, no, I don't know. That's so exciting though. Did you just take finals and everything? Do you have finals? Are you like so relieved to be done? And you have fusing projects you want to do. I don't know if I've seen any of your fusing work. I always think of the big lamps whenever I see you. Step off the floor. Hedgewitch says, I'll be all ready and set up to stream. Then my dogs just end up being needy, so I forget to turn live on. Girl, I've been there with the dogs. They run into one of them runs into my studio occasionally to check on me. And I always have to tell him to get out because I don't want him to get glass in his paws or get lead poisoning. But if I keep the door open, he'll pop in and visit. Studio Mazer. I have to lurk and find some lunch. It was nice to catch you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're back and we get to talk more. Dicky says, he jumped in on Twitch at the right time. He's a good personality, but when Twitch first started, Twitch Creative, he was one of the first. He got in at the jump. Yeah. But even like watching the other glass blowers, and no offense to them, they do great work. But it's like I was saying before with like some of the stained glass artists, I just feel like their setup isn't as good. Like a lot of them don't have cameras that let you see exactly what they're doing, or like they don't talk to the people in their stream very much, or like their audio is really low and hard to hear. So it's not that their talent isn't good. I feel like there are just some like streaming obvious streaming things that they could be doing better and they don't. And Toby like masters those. Speaking of, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing and I'm not being an ignoring jerk. Hedgewit says, I just started doing small TikTok videos. Yeah, TikTok it's really funny. Like, I hate to admit that I like it, but can suck you in. I started making Instagram Reels and just uploading those to TikTok because there's no way I can make separate videos for both TikTok and Twitch, or TikTok and Instagram. Dickie, that's because that's all people order. I have other projects I want to do, but people keep buying lamps. Yeah, that's like one of the tough things about being a artist, right? Like, you could just make the same thing that sells over and over every day, but are you going to enjoy doing that work? Probably not. I know I don't. That's a big reason why I stopped taking commissions. Now I only take like the specific ones that I list on my website because I just don't like making things that other people came up with. Like, if I don't come up with the idea, I'm not like super interested in making it. And even if I do come up with the idea, I'm not super interested in making 100 of them. I'd rather make like 10 and then come up with a new idea, you know? But everyone's different. Lamps are paying for college though. Yeah. Yeah. If it's your only income or the biggest one, then you might not really have much of a choice. I get it. See, like that one I made a little bit too short, but the solder will cover it. But I'm gonna move it away from that seam because I don't want to have two gaps like that right together. Forever, do you think we'll be in love? Down low, down and gritty. Do you think we'll be in love forever? On shapes and glasses, 'cause we're gonna take a ride. A lot of people don't make lamps anymore though, so that's cash cow. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the ones that Dickie does, but his are pretty unique and wild. What do you do, Dickie? You do that R2D2 one. You do is Pikachu a lamp or is he just a 3D thing? You make the Tardy's telephone box, right? I think. New York City, down and gritty. Do you think we'll be in love forever? Do you think we'll be in love? Should I? Up on his mind. Too many times. Trying to make sure I get you guys a good view. I want to make 3D Roman style bust of comic characters. Dude, that'd be sick. That'd be really cool. I get that vibe though. I just did like 12 giant crystals and I'm over them and need to move on. Absolutely. It just sucks when like people just really like something, you know, and like you could make like 100 of them and sell them all. But I feel like that just sucks your soul out as an artist. People are so into crystals though. Oh my God. I think it's Lockhart glass that like maybe started that fad. And I feel like everyone makes them now. Pikachu is a lamp. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, my most popular are Tardy's and R2D2. Oh yeah, his Cabone too. He makes some cool stuff. In love forever. Do you think we'll be in love? Baby, New York City. It's already 2:30? Jeez, this. Thought I was going to be on here for like an hour. It's taking me a long ass time to get through this flower. 'Cause I'm so nervous. You're no good for me. I make fucking awesome stuff. Yeah, you're not the only one. I think you were one of like the first people I started following on Instagram, Dickie, too. Because I think it was like dark. And then he either told me who to follow or I just went through his followers or something. I have a lot of other stuff made. I just don't ever take pictures. Yeah. I don't really like photographing my stuff. That's the thing, like, I don't really like doing anything except the glasswork. I don't like dealing with like sales and like designing the website and all that. It's fine, but I'd rather just make stuff. Lock stuff is amazing too. Yeah. She's a big one. Dark is my buddy. We live close together. It's a rivalry. Oh, you guys are like real life friends then. That's cute. He hasn't posted in a long time, I don't think. Or he blocked me. He would never. Living's easy. Bradley's on that microphone. Qualified to represent the LBC. Me and the we. Back when Dark and I streamed, we talked shit about each other all the time. Yeah, I bet you two did. I could see that. I hopped in on his streams a little bit back when I first joined the Discord group. And Claycorp. I don't think he has an Instagram, but I was in Claycorp streams too. I found Dark for his Stardew Valley house. For his Stardew Valley house? I'm confused by that. I know what Stardew Valley means, or is, but I don't know how you could find him for his house. His work schedule, he doesn't have time. Yeah, I feel like when I last was in that Discord group, he was saying he didn't like his job or he was going to find a new one or something. That was a long time ago, though, so. Scandalous and evil. I love your stuff, though. It's not too big and always so clean. I think if that was to me, thank you. You were saying you like Dicky stuff, so maybe that was to Dicky. Yeah, he did this multi-level shadow box. Oh, I thought you meant like you liked his house in the game. I was like, how would you know that? But that makes more sense. Oh, I don't think I've seen that. That sounds pretty dope, though. Relationship. Nan was on the phone with Jeannie and told her she had to get off to watch you, and Jeannie said, "Oh no, Jackie is the new favorite granddaughter." No, no, no. I don't think I could ever replace her unless I had 2 kids of my own. I think she's got the trump card with those 2 cuties. But I'm okay with being in second place. We're almost done with this, with the petals at least. Yeah, where is Jeannie? Why is she not in here? She is my sister after all. She should be here supporting me. Probably busy with her job or something. I wouldn't know anything about that. No job for me. I have to stop doing this off screen. I know I'm doing that. I'm sorry. She is at the doctor with Decker to check on when the surgery will be. I saw her post something that seemed it made it seem like he was doing better. And that made me happy. Holidays. I'm the autumn man. Let me in. Dark found me on IG, then found out we live like 2 hours from each other. So we hung out a couple of times. It's hella cute. I don't think I've ever met anyone from Instagram. Probably be scared to meet a lot of them. A lot of you guys are fucking creepy. None of you. Some of you. New Hampshire. Yeah. There aren't a ton of glass people out in New Hampshire that I've seen. There's a lot in Florida, where I am, but none like really close to me. There's a lot in like New York and Los Angeles as well, obviously. Fuck with you. Yeah, Decker finally passed his, yeah, that's what I saw, the car seat test, so he can be in a regular car seat now. Woohoo! It's exciting. Ronan isn't in car seats anymore, is he? I don't know when you stop doing that. How old do they have to be? Lori, do you think she's done? Or is there going to be a third child? Trip and I talk about that a lot. How, like, if she's actually done. Because she says she is. But I don't know if I believe that. Dickie, I'm not creepy at all. I'm the least creepy bitch. Every single second for you. Great. There's a lot of blowers in Vermont. I did not know that. It seems random. Every single second for you. Great. Yep, she's done. You think so? We'll see. But I mean, 3 boys in a house is a lot to handle. And yes, I'm including Emmett in that. So, and not to mention the farm she has. Drew Berry. I want more. American. Invite everybody we know. Feeding off my ego. Another one. Okay. That looks good, right? Does that look good to you guys? In America, doing what we do. I mean, passionate. I think it looks good. So now we're gonna grind the leaves, and then we'll wrap them, and then we'll be able to solder. Petals are done. Woo! Back in high school, 'cause you peaked at 18. Cool. Oh, 18, cool. Oh, make me look so good. I'll be pushing 68. Put this right here, sure thing. Gonna get your thing. Said I would succeed quick. Shit. And when you're working with lead, you can't have any like sharp points, because the lead just like won't form a perfect V. So you can see like the tip of this leaf I'm making looks quite pointy right now, but I'm gonna have to round it out because the lead won't wrap around that kind of shape well. But it can wrap around that probably. Denied. Party tonight. Never gonna miss me. Dark and I, back when there were more glass artists, admirably, to get a friendly competition on Twitch. You need to up your lead game. Back off. What would you guys compete over on Twitch? Just who had more like followers or whatever? Or were you guys having like glass competitions? Oh, the tip of that needs to be a little bit thinner. Middle finger to the dudes back in high school, 'cause he peaked at 18, cool. Peaked at 18, cool. So good. There. That looks aight. Let's do this one. What trouble can we find? Okay. Just like we're famous. Outrageous. We look down. Looks pretty good. Pretty similar. Maybe a little straighter. So shameless. Come on, let's lose control. Okay, I think we're Gucci. No, we would all decide on a topic like Legend of Zelda or whatever, and then everyone just make whatever, lamp, window, sun catcher, etc. So you made the coolest project? That's neato. It's a good idea. Are you guys making it at the same time on Twitch? All in one stream? You can join other people's streams, right? I don't really know. So you never saw my dirty kanji and passive aggressive gifts fused jewelry? Passive aggressive gifts to dark? Hedgewitch, how often do you stream? I didn't look at the schedule on your page. Like, do you do it like religiously, regularly? Or is it just like whenever you have time? Uh-oh. Because I know you're supposed to, like, find a schedule and kind of stick to it. Seems like it could be annoying to do that, though. But I will do that. I will do that. No, in general. You just made passive aggressive gifts in general, just for the world. It's passive aggressive action for the world. That's dope. Just need to chop off the ends of that a little bit more. Hey, Roland Franco wide. Little bit more. Okay, you can see there's just the tiniest gap between there at the end, which is what we want. Then we'll just press it onto a hard surface to kind of round that out. I'm just pressing it down from both angles. Oop. There we go. Now you can see it meets pretty perfectly. These guys we don't have to pin down because they're going to go on our brass rod. So, well, we never did the competition because nobody on Twitch has the time to compete. Too scared of dark and my awesome abilities, probably. I wouldn't want to go up against you. So, probably got that right. But yeah, I don't know. That would take like a full day of streaming. I mean, if it just took me like 3 hours to make this flower, and I'm not even done with it, I don't know how long it would take me to make something I didn't already have a design for. Little more. Hey, hey, Roland Franco wide. Hey. Oh, may cut off a little bit too much that time, but it's okay. Hey. There. Dun 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 dun. You said you never saw my fused work. Thought you would have seen my jewelry. Maybe I have you confused with dark, because every time I see like fused jewelry of that sort, I feel like I associate that with dark. So maybe I have seen your stuff and I'm just thinking he made it. I'm giving him credit. It would be months. It would start in February, due date end of August. Oh, that's extreme. Yeah. Who does have time for that? Nobody else but me. Hey, Peanut Butter. Thanks for coming back. I was talking to Lori and Nanny. They might still be here. Oh, ouch. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys for a minute to run to the bathroom. I'll be back.
The passive aggressive gifts is what I'm going to work on after finals. Dark does a lot of jewelry. Yeah. Well, good luck with those. I like how she just leaves the grinder on the whole time. It's off right now. It's off. Normally, I guess I do leave it on a lot. But normally I'm not like pausing and talking to you people, so it makes more sense. Okay, let's solder. Right, we're ready? Yeah. We're gonna need, I cut this little brass stake. He'll be our stem, but he will go on after we solder the flower top. Okay, let me get my Michael Jackson glove going. I always want to have one hand that's able to like press in the lead to keep things tight, which means I have to have some kind of protection because it's going to be hot when the solder is on it. But then I like to keep my other hand free. So let's get our lead out of the way. We're done with you. So I have my Weller soldering iron. There aren't like a ton of stained glass tools that I'm like, I need this brand. Most of it, like I don't really see a difference in like solder or like Came or whatever. It's like, it just is what it is. But I'm really partial to this Weller soldering iron. I feel like it just gives me like the most even heat, the smoothest lines. It heats up super quickly. I love you. I love you. Keep it down in there. I'm being quite quiet, babe. I'm just making sure everything is really tight in place with these pins. Because again, if there's wiggle room at this point, then there's gonna be wiggle room after you've soldered it. And you don't want that. So you just try to make everything as tight as possible. And then when I go in to solder something, I'll like pinch it together to make sure it's like super, super tight. This is another thing that I think I really care about the branding on. Canfield Flux. I've tried like all different fluxes. And this one I never have a problem with. And the other ones like spit or like they act weird when you put patina on. They like fuck with the patina. Not this one though. So I'm just going to put a little flux on every joint where I'm going to put a bead of solder. Cali. Going back to Cali. I don't think so. And I'm just going to put a little dot of solder at all those junctions. Right, isn't chat a tad bit distracting? It really is. Like I'm telling you, I probably would have made like 2 or 3 of these flowers by now if I didn't have chat on. But it's fun. Like I like talking to you guys. I'm glad to see another artist not wearing dumb safety glasses. I always tell myself like I should be wearing them. I have them right here. One, I'm not wearing them because like the headphones, I'd have to like mess with that and that'd be annoying. But 2, like they really are annoying. Oh, speaking of safety though, I do have my little Hako smoke absorber. I do have this going because I think that is important. But Dickie, whenever I break glass, I just like shut my eyes and like look away because I feel like that is just as good as wearing goggles, right? You scare those. I love when bits of glass solder pop in my eyes. Screw those. Right, it just makes you tougher, you know? Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I really believe that when it comes to solder pops in the eyes. Strongly. Half the excitement, that sizzle pop. I do have like de-leading wipes
I actually ran out of them, and I have more coming today. They're probably outside our front door, babe. But I do use those to wipe down my hands whenever I'm gonna like touch my keyboard or my phone or something, because lead poisoning is real, and I hope I don't have it. I got tested. Do you guys get tested for lead like every year? Because I think we're supposed to. I did it like 3 years ago, and I didn't have high levels, but I think you're supposed to do it like quite regularly. I really should, but I'm also like scared. Like I'm partly not doing it because they're gonna be like, have you been eating lead? Like, we've never seen levels this high, and I don't want to deal with that. Oh, you have to take off. Okay, bye, Dickie. I will come into your stream. I'll have to see when you're put it on your schedule so I know when to be there though. LOL, I still make a face when I break glass, even though it's never gotten me like that. LOL. Yeah, because it's like scary. No, you don't get tested though. I think we should. I think we should do it, girl. Like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? And if you'll notice, I'm holding 2 pedals at once because like if I only hold one and I solder this, then this guy's gonna be loose. So I have to hold both of these whenever I'm doing the seam in between them. Just another like way to make sure the lead work is all tight. A glass fantasy. Hey, you're back. My mom used to get tested, especially when she was getting pregnant with us, but her levels never changed, so she stopped. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. Like, I've actually never heard of a glass artist getting really high levels back, like, in the results. So I guess that's also, like, another reason why, like, I don't do it as much as I should, because I feel like maybe it can't happen. But I know it can. But yeah, I guess when you're pregnant, it's, like, extra important to do. But you don't have to worry about that with me. Right, peanut butter? Just doggies. No children. Sorry, nanny. I should have asked Dickie what he does. Dickie, are you still here? What is your actual... Or were you leaving for work? Wait, do you have a job and you go to school and you do glass? That's like a lot for one dude, you know? Think it'd be alright if I could just crash here tonight. I'm not shit for driving. Got no place to go. That solder bump was a little special because that was where the seam of the flower middle was. So you can see I had to make it a little bit bigger. We'll clean it up a little bit and make it look a little, we'll blend it in more. But right now we just got to do a dot on all of them. Hey Josie, hey Josie, Josie. Hey, Josie. This camera is so annoying to work around. Like, I never noticed how much I like to be on top of my work when I'm working until I put a camera exactly where my head normally is. And it's really annoying. But I'll get used to that, right, Hedge Witch? I heard my name. Sorry, half paying attention work. It's okay, babe. You don't have to pay attention. I'll come get you if there's something serious. I think unless you are eating it, not washing your hands, or restoring old leaded windows, you're not going to have an issue. Wait, you're not supposed to eat it? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I hope that's the case. I saw one girl on YouTube having some asthma issues, but I mean, you're not snacking on the lead. Maybe she was.
Maybe lead is actually quite tasty, and we don't know because we've never snacked on it. And let the cops chase us around. Sorry, I'm taking it away from your view. One more to go. Think it'd be okay if I could just crash here tonight. No shape for Charlotte. Anyway, I've got no place to go. There, okay. It's together and it looks fine. We'll clean it up. But that's good enough for that side. So now let's close up our leaves. I'm just gonna hold it really tight and paint some flecks all over the tip. And then I like to close up that center first. And then clean up either side with just like a quick little dot. And it gets really hot on my fingers at this point, so I try to do this as quickly as I can. Cool, 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 cool. Lead paint chips were a thing a long time. I know, isn't that like fucking scary to think about, that like people were just like putting lead all around their kids' rooms for the longest time? It makes me wonder, like, what are we using these days that is also going to kill all of us? Oh shit, did I not flex this? I didn't even flex it. I think carbohydrates and sugar are going to be, we're going to look back on those in like 100 years and be like, why were we putting that shit in our bodies? I'm quite sure they cause cancer. It's so hot. It's so hot. Jesus. These are just like gardening gloves. I don't know if they make like heat-proof gloves, but if they do, I would buy them. There we go. Looks pretty good. Did you ever figure out how your glass piece jumped off that column you're making? Dude, no. And there's at least like 10-ish people I follow on Instagram that are like fusing teachers. Like they've been fusing for a long time. And I message all of them, like Snip Glass. I know she's like very talented when it comes to fusing. And they were like, yeah, we've never seen that before. We don't know how that could happen. One lady said it could have been that, like, I guess the closer your glass is to the heating elements, meaning the farther near the edge of the kiln shelf it is, the more unpredictable the heat can be, because it's like coming right off the kiln or the coil, and the closer to the center, the more like even the heat is. So she said sometimes unpredictable things can happen if you have your glass like quite close to the edge of the shelf. And that piece wasn't really close to the edge, but I don't know. I got ghosts. Don't curse for the kids. I put a little warning on my stream that says you have to consent to like watching adult content in order to view this stream. So if they're out there, they agreed to be here. Oh, injected meats? Yeah, like all that BS we eat. It's no good. But it just sucks that like healthy stuff is so expensive. The world is messed up, yo. Alright, I'm flipping it over. And we're going to do that same thing on this side. And then I'm going to clean this side. And then I'm going to go back and clean the other side. I mean, like, clean up, like, make the solder look a little bit better.
then on the back side, I don't have to like be holding all the pedals super tightly because they're already soldered in place from the front. So that makes it a little easier. But you do have to be careful not to like hold the iron on one of these dots for any too long, because if it goes through and melts the front, then it will move and then you're fucked. And the cool thing about pieces like this, that the glass is like opalescent and the same everywhere, is like this could be the front or the back, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to solder both as nice as I can, and whichever one looks nicer, I'll pick that as the front. Hedwig, what is your job? Like, do you have, I'm assuming you have a day job that's not glass, or are you in school or something? And again, you don't have to tell me if you ever, because I know other people will watch this video, so if you ever like want to keep something private, just be like, back off, bitch. You don't need to know. And I'll back off. Because I don't need to know. But I want to know. Black medicine, black notebook. Yeah. Flashbacks get me close. I'm almost there. Window waiting. Not tonight. Oh. Phone's on the right. Could watch you all night long. Dancing to someone else's. Oh, dancing to someone else's song. Oh, dancing to there. Looks pretty good, right? I just try to make the solder dots like even when I do these. Just make sure there's no one that's like super big. And a 45. Now we're just gonna clean up the other side. Bags get me close. I'm almost there. Driveway. Hey, you're back. Thank you, girly. Well, I'm probably gonna do a bunch of these because I sold out of them, so I need to make like 10. So my next couple streams will probably all be these or some version of them, so you'll be able to see again. Are you gonna stream? I want to see you work. You're super into lead these days. I saw your peaches. They were looking really good. Maybe you guys want to be closer. Not Twitch, but you do. Oh, you go live on TikTok. Oh, I don't know if I'm following you on TikTok. I don't think I'm following you. Like, I didn't know you were on TikTok, actually. I'll have to follow you and watch that. What do? You just like put your phone over your, like instead of a webcam, you just put your phone there and just like do your thing? TikTok and IG scare me. Like when I did my first IG live video yesterday, it scares me because you can like see the people coming in, and once it gets to be like over like 5 people, I just like freak out. Like here, I can't really see when people come in unless they're talking to me, and I actually think maybe I like that more. I am on TikTok, yeah, same name. Follow me and I'll just follow you back. It'll be easier. Use your phone and a tablet. It's not as seamless as Twitch. You have them both like filming at the same time. Like, that's another reason I wanted to do Twitch, is because like, I'm just like, I feel like streaming with my phone is difficult because like I'm getting notifications and like, it's not like big enough. I can't like change the size or like, I don't know. I just think a webcam is easier to manage. But You do whatever works for you. You're part of the reason I'm the rest of my life being a part of you. Alright, that's this side. I definitely think I like this side better. Maybe not. I don't know. They both look pretty good. Can you guys even tell? I feel like a lot of times I'm the only one who can like notice these little differences. Now I like this side better. TikTok people come and go all the time, so I ignore them. Yeah. It seems like a much more flighty audience. I put one so I can see it on another account and one on my account. Okay, that makes sense. That's smart. Hedgewitch complimenting Glimpse. Isn't her stuff nice? It's so clean and like dainty. Oh no, you got my name right the first time. There's no Q. Well, it's Jacqueline, but my nickname is Jackie without the Q, and nobody ever calls me Jacqueline, so you're good. It was annoying in school because my full name was Jacqueline Christensen, which is super long, and I guess it would never like fit on the attendance sheet or whatever. So every time it was like the first day of class, or every time we had a sub and they'd go through the list, they'd always stop at my name and be like, Jacques? Is there a Jacques here? Because I guess it got cut off at like the Q. And then like everyone in my class would make fun of me and call me Jacques for like a couple days. So thanks, Mom and Dad, for the long name. It's only in your hand, which is why you see the imperfections. Yeah, I always like to hope that, but it sucks when you just see flaws in like everything you do. Which one? No, this is the good side. This is the good side. Okay. Your aunt is Jackie. Yeah, people spell it in crazy ways. You have a unique pastel color palette, but it works with the pretty things you make. You're talking about Glimpse, right? Her palette is very pastel. All the pastels. Glimpse, do you make your rings or do you buy them? I always wonder that because I tried to make a ring out of, I think, copper one time and it didn't go well. And I was like, is this girl doing this herself? Because it's very impressive if you are. Okay, this is the front, so we're gonna do this on the back. Let me zoom out again. Hooray for being perfectionists. It's good in the final product, but it's not always good in your head, you know? A mix of both. I start with a ring and then enhance. Okay, okay. Well, you do beautiful work with it. Okay. So now we're going to pin this flower back in place so we can solder on the brass stand without it getting all wonky on us. Oh my gosh, Glimpse, how is it being a full-time glass artist? I kind of forgot that you just made that transition. How long has it been? A couple weeks? Are you loving it? I can't get the copper to bend like that yet, so I start with the hoop and add brass and cut, etc. To bend like that yet, so you're maybe working on how to do that? Trying to figure it out. Oh, you haven't even started yet. Starting next week. 4 weeks notice. Is that normal? Thought it was 2. I didn't even have to give like that much time at all for mine. They were like, oh, when do you want to go? And I was like, now. And they were like, okay. Are you buying the fully closed off rings, Glimpse? Do you like that? Yeah, do you like that? Do you like that? All the time. Yeah, do you like that? Love this. It's 2, but I'm nice. And they won't replace me for another 4 weeks.
You certainly are nice. You must have liked where you worked. I'm trying to go full time, but my husband and I own a restaurant, so it's been tricky to pull out. Oh, that's really cool. Do you not like doing that? I've always kind of thought that owning a restaurant would be really fun. Seems like there would be like a lot going on all the time. Yeah, definitely follow Hedge Witch. Does your husband like it? How does he feel about you leaving to do glass? Does he support it? Or would he rather you stayed with him at the restaurant? Okay, now we're gonna pin the brass in place too, so that doesn't move on us, because it can be easy for the brass to get a little slanty. This feels right. I will make it clear tonight. My keyboard is really messing up some of my words today, I'm sorry. Nobody's judging you. Owning a restaurant sounds stressful. Would you want to own a restaurant with me, babe? Sorry, I know I'm in the camera view. Just making sure. I can't let the brass stick out over the top, or you'll see a lumpity lump. But it has to be on that cane still, so. Okay, we're gonna. I do love it, but it's tricky. Your profits are definitely not the same, and this can make us. We have to spend so much money back into product, and none of it has shelf life. Yeah, that's what I heard, especially with all the COVID lockdowns and all these restaurants that had to close for like a week. I listened to a lot of different podcasts with random people, and a lot of them just talked about this kind of thing. And one of the biggest things restaurant owners were saying was like, our profits normally, the margins are so small that even us being shut down for like 2 weeks could like be enough to send us under, you know? Which is a crazy way to run a business. Like, it's so hot. Just seems like you're asking for stressful situations. Ah, it's so hot. Is mine super hot? 680. It's always been the temperature that I've found works best. What do you keep yours at? Okay, babe, Glimpse is gonna run the restaurant with me, so you don't have to. You rely on youth to work for you for a few years to keep costs down, right? And don't have to pay your workers minimum wage, right? In most states, they work off tips, which is fine for like a 16-year-old. I'm a small mom and pop sandwich shop. When I leave, they'll take a huge hit in the kitchen. Oh, so you're like working in there making the sandies? You guys can find someone else to do that, though, right? Gotta be some capable Sammy makers out there. So hot. You turned down to like 400? What kind of soldering iron do you use? Maybe mine like is secretly broken and like doesn't get as hot as it should. That's like wild that I do it so much hotter than you. We closed for a week, but we were thankful that we used takeout, so we were one of the only ones that could stay open. That's awesome. So you guys were able to survive through COVID. You should get the black gloves that are by the grilling stuff. Are they thicker? I have to look into that because I have to like stop touching it. Hako. I have a Hako. Hako? I don't know how to say it. I solder hotter for tinning and foil, lower for edges and lead. I mean, logically that makes sense. I use the same temperature for everything. It's never like melted my lead, so I don't know. Don't have a problem with it. Yeah, we don't have wait staff, so it's all minimum wage and more because we really do appreciate people putting in hard work. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a nice restaurant to work at. I worked at a restaurant for a while and we did not get good pay, but I got really good tips because I was young and there were a lot of creepy guys. I said no. And one time I poured soup on a guy by accident and he still gave me a tip. I think it might have been chili. I remember. Come home. Come home. Baby, come. I haven't made one of these in a while, so I don't remember if I soldered here too. I don't think so. I think I just do those top two. I think. As long as it seems solid. Yeah, I think we're okay. You're faster, all personal preference. No wrong way to do it if it works for you. Totally agree. I need to get a temperate ready for mine. I only have those Weller ones that have a dial. Yeah, that's what I have. A temperate? A temperature. Oh my god, LOL. You're still hanging out? I'm sure I told you when I did that, Mom. I know the Hako is Celsius. Oh, is that our problem, Kara? Are we being dummies here and working in different temperature scales? I think that has to be it, because that'd be so weird if I was working like 300 degrees hotter than you. Hedgewitch, I've never worked with brass. Does it patina well? Yeah, it's kind of thicky. I did it on a couple pieces, and it takes a lot of work to get it to take well, but it can take well. But then I also noticed that over time, like a year or two, it kind of starts to like maybe chip off in some areas. So I need to experiment with it more, I think, to know exactly why that happens and how to prevent it. So the short answer is like, yeah, it can, but I think you have to do it in a careful strategy to make it work long term. And I haven't quite figured out what that is. It's nice. We did good. Okay, 700 Fahrenheit is 400 Celsius-ish. That makes sense. Okay. We do the same things. I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. We're just a little silly for not realizing that. Singing the same old song. Okay. I'm gonna pin him in place one last time. And then we're gonna solder on the leaves, and then we're gonna give the leaves little middles, and then we're gonna be done. Or would like liver or sulfur work better than black Nova patina? Girl, do you know a different way to apply patina? I have no idea what you're talking about with liver and sulfur, but I've been looking for like a different patina for such a long time, and Novocaine is the only one I've ever come across, and I can't get it to work with zinc. And like I just said, I have problems getting it to work with brass. So I'm always like, does anyone else make patina out here? So if you know a different way to do it, please tell me. The conversion between the two is wonky. Yeah, I remember that from like 8th grade chemistry class. Isn't it like you have to multiply one by like two thirds?
I don't know. Love you, dear, but just how long? Singing the same old song. And I love you, dear. Okay, he's good. He's good. Keep singing the same old song. Yeah, liver or sulfur would be diluted with water. What is liver? Like the liver of an animal? I used to when I started electroplating with copper. I have no idea about these things that you're doing. You're on levels way above me. Jax makes patina, copper plating, and pewter black, among others. Something else I've never heard of. Does the copper plating one work better than the Novacan copper one? Because that's another thing. I can never get the Novacan copper patina to like go on nicely. It's always like blotchy or like faded. And I know I'm cleaning it. Like I'm getting the flux off. Like that's not my problem. So I don't know. Yeah, I hate that America uses different systems from the rest of the world. I know. Why do we do that? Wait, are you in Canada? Yeah, you're Canadian. Sometimes I have to like remember who's American. So you guys are all over the place. It sinks like eggs, but if you mix it in a tub of water, then you can just drop your piece in. No, I was just going to mention Jax. I went down an internet patina hole the other night. So have you tried Jax? It's such a harsh chemical to use too. I have both of them and never used them. Hedgewitch, yes, please send me a DM. I'm interested. That sounds like it could be useful. You have both of what, Glimpse? Both types of the Novacan and the Jax patina? But you never use one of them? I'm confused. And here I'm soldering on the leaf while holding it, and it's very hot and very hard. And then I'm going to flip it over and make sure I get the back too, just to make sure it's solid. Let me make some space. My headphones keep falling off my head. Yes, all of the things. I never use Jax. Sorry, it's hard to type while watching. Well, it's hard to talk while doing, so I feel ya. I haven't yet, but I'm having such a hard time with my black patina, especially on lead came. So I've just done a ton of research so far, so I'm ready to try everything once I have time to try it again. This was fun. Your work is beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you come back and we get to talk more. I will check out your TikTok streams and hang out with you there. Bye, girl. Nothing real. Solder does not want to stick to the brass. There we go. Sometimes you have to solder the brass itself without the came there to get it to stick. What do we think? Does that look Gucci? Looks pretty Gucci to me. I just want to be good friends with all you guys. I'm like excited to like have some actual friends through this. I think like we can get a lot like closer this way than we can by like Instagram DMs, you know? And like I keep mentioning with the Glass Man Cometh, his stream is like a little family. Like, they all know each other. They're all, like, saying hi to each other when they come in. It's so cute. And I would like that to be a thing in the stained glass community, but we don't have enough stained glass streamers yet to feel like that. Amaze balls. Yes. Thank you. Now we're just gonna do the back. But again, you have to be careful not to heat it up too much, because if you melt the front, it's gonna fall right off. Ever since I went to the bathroom and took my headphones off, they're not fitting anymore. Send me your location. Let's go. There we go. Looks nice and clean all the way around. Now we just need to put middles on the leaves and then we're good. Totally. I appreciate all of our chats back and forth. And also we can help each other so much. Like, you just introduced me to this other patina method, potentially. And hopefully maybe you learned something by watching me make this flower. So it's like everyone wins. You need to have a pet introduction. If I left the door open, he would definitely come visit. I just didn't want to do that in my first stream. I felt like it was going to be too chaotic without him. But he will be able to come on future ones. I think all of our styles are definitely different with our designs, so no one's stepping on each other's toes. Yeah. It's always like shitty when someone you really like and are like friends with and like friendly with like makes a design very similar to yours. And you can tell it's like just because like they admire your work, but at the same time it's like, make your own. Been there a couple times. I have a puppy cam for that reason. How many puppies do you have, Hedge Witch? Or is it just the one? And all I did here was cut off a little piece of 18 gauge wire. And I'm just going to solder it right there. And then I'll solder the other tip on as well. So, just flex a little bit. And I think I can hold this wire with my glove without it getting too hot, but if it gets too hot, I will grab a pair of pliers and hold it that way. Here we go. Snip off another piece, do the same thing on the other side. And I like to give it like a little bit of a bend with my fingers. Cute. Guess I could have just turned the flower instead of turning the whole board, but it's not what I did. Or you think you made a great design and then you go to post it and see others so similar. Yeah, that's always rough too. And then you have to be like, I hope this person doesn't think I copied them. That hasn't happened to me too many times. I don't even know if that's ever happened to me, but it definitely could. I get it. You have 2 Boston Terriers, Tato and Chowder. Who named them? You and your husband because your restaurant?
Yeah, Boston's, babe. They have their own Instagram account. Oh my god. They must be cuties. My husband's family always has Boston Terriers, so he knows all about them. Uh-oh. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I just trimmed off the edges of that wire there, so it's right even with the lead came of the leaves. And now I'm just gonna put a little flex and a little dot of solder, and we'll be done. Nice. Nice. I want to be like, here's all my sketches. Oh my god, I do the same thing. I'm always like, I put dates in my sketchbook whenever I draw a new design. And like, then I'm like, it's not going to prove anything. Like, obviously, I could just write in a fake date. But in my head, I'm like, I wrote this date down, so if anyone comes for me, I can like send them a picture of this design with the date, and that's like verification. It's obviously not, but like, yeah, you got it. I have a gecko named Sour Cream and a snake named Panini. Oh my god. I want to see Sour Cream. Do you ever bring him on your stream? A gecko. What camera did you go with to get your setup working? I saw you zooming in and out earlier. These are Logitech 920, like Logitech CX 920, I think is what it's called. I'm not zooming with the camera though. I'm just moving like the arm that it's on up and down. I couldn't figure out how to zoom with the camera. I don't know if that's a thing I can do. Move to Miami. She gonna make you move. She gonna make you move to Miami. She gonna make you move. She gonna make you move to Miami. And now I'm just gonna give it a quick clean with Flex Remover, maybe a little steel wool job. And then we'll be totally done. Get it started. Built like a Bugatti. Oh, Logitech, you can't zoom. I didn't know if you got one of those DLHR cams. I looked at those, but they were like really expensive. And I mean, I think I'm gonna keep streaming, but I didn't want to like stream and then realize that I hated it and then be like, oh cool, I just bought a $1,000 camera. Good thing I did that. I'll never use it again, you know? Is that what you have? I'm just spraying this down with Quick Clean, Flux and Patina cleaner. I was just gonna take off all the Flex residue. She gonna make you move. She gonna make you move to Miami. Yeah. Move to Miami. Move to Miami. Move to Miami. Enrique still makes club hits so well. I love Enrique. Mom, do you still love Enrique? Right? He's still turning out bangers. And he doesn't even look old yet. I don't think. So expensive for just an overhead cam. Your cams are great. You have enough lighting in your room. You don't need one. Yeah. Luckily, I was able to do it right in front of the windows here. So maybe at night it might be a different story, but I don't think I need it right now. Yes, haven't seen him for a while. Well, that song we just listened to was
Good old Enrique. Is he gay? No, right? I tend to think everyone's gay. And then as a last step, I'm just going to steel wool the whole thing. Just to make it a little bit extra shiny. Oh my God. Garden stakes are going to be super popular again after this COVID houseplant boom. You're so right. I didn't even think of that. Everyone and their mother is out here putting a garden in their house. I know I sold out of them on my site pretty quickly. So I was hoping to make like 10 more on stream. Get a restock going. No, he's married to Anna Kournikova. She's the tennis player, right? Are you mad about that, Mom? Are you still waiting out that marriage? And then I'm just going to grab a little blower thing. I use this compressed air that I think is meant to clean keyboards. But I like to use it to just blast away steel wool residue at the very end. And there we go. We are done. Pretty good. I think I definitely do better work when I'm not on camera and nervous, but we'll get there. Smart indeed. All right, well, I think I'm done for today. This went way longer than I thought. I thought I was going to be done after like an hour. Yes, all those little tiny fibers are super annoying to deal with. But thank you for joining. Hedgewitch, I really appreciate you being on for like the whole stream. It's super nice to hang out and get to know you a little bit better. Mom, thank you as well for being on for my whole stream. And anyone else that was just hanging out for a lot of it, thank you. I'll be on again tomorrow, I think 12 p.m. And then I'll be streaming more regularly, probably at different times. I want to find a time that works for people, like in the afternoon, one in the evening. So just stick with me as I try to figure out schedules that work. But thank you for joining. It's your first stream. You'll become more comfortable. I hope so. And I'll check out some of yours and maybe pick up some tips from the way that you stream. All right. I'm peacing out. Thank you, guys. No schedule yet. Okay. Well, hit me up if you do stream. Give me a heads up and I'll join. All right. Bye, Glass Fantasy.